You know, very often here on 3+U, we will talk about mental health concerns and needs and how to address it, but very seldom do we talk about how you become an expert in that field. And that's what we're going to talk about today because Richmont University is here. This is Michelle West, this is Jake Gettys, and they have kindly chosen to come in and talk to us a little bit. So good to see you.
So good to see you.
Good morning.
So you're both here on the admissions side. You're the vice president of admissions, Michelle. Jake, you are a counselor within the admissions department.
Yeah.
You, though, Michelle, are a graduate of Richmont yourself. Is that right?
That's correct. I graduated in 2019. At the time, we had a Master of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy. It's the equivalent of our clinical mental health counseling degree with a focus on marriage and family therapy as a certificate.
So I love the fact we were chatting a little bit as we're talking this morning. If you have been maybe in a career field and you've lived a little and learned a little and you think, gosh, I think I have this nurturing ability, or I think I have a calling to do something, it's not too late. That's what Richmont is for, and you see this all the time, right, Jake?
Yeah, that's right. That's a great point. I talk to a lot of people who call our university or who have questions about transition or pursuing clinical mental health counseling or ministry programs that we have as well. And that's right. A lot of individuals see that helping work as a calling in their life.
Right. We're kind of using the word calling a little bit intentionally because that's part of what you find at Richmont, right? You have a very purpose curriculum.
Absolutely. We are a faith integrative program, and this is all that we do. We focus on counseling and ministry. So it really is a calling. Those who are called to the field, and it doesn't matter where you come from.
Right.
As long as you have a bachelor's degree, you can pursue this field. Sometimes it comes later in life. Sometimes people know really early on. But at any rate, you can come.
You know, I think you shared a few statistics with me. I'll try to not read them too much off of your paper, but something like only 13% of our state's mental health needs are met. What do you mean by that? Because that's a very low number.
Yeah, there's just not enough
counselors
in the field. Also, there's so many areas that are underserved, rural parts of the state that just don't have access to clinical counseling.
Right. When you come into your program at Richmont, how long is it? If you're doing the counseling side, how long is it?
Yeah, great question. Most of our students complete our clinical mental health counseling program in 3 years.
Okay.
And that last year is actually an internship piece. So you actually get to start sitting down with clients and getting that real world experience before you graduate. And a lot of times that leads to individuals getting jobs, full-time jobs, even before they graduate. About 86% of our students have a full-time job before they graduate.
That's a big proof of performance statement to make.
Yeah.
I would imagine a lot of people come into it maybe thinking, I mean, today's young people especially have grown up in a world where mental health is discussed in a way it wasn't in my day. So they probably have friends, family who they've seen either struggle or hopefully benefit.
Right.
Yeah,
and there's a calling to go into that. But they might think they want to go on the pediatric side, and in the course of that 3 years, discover they really have a pull for a different segment. Is that right?
Absolutely. We don't require our students to determine what field or what population they want to work with right away. We do help them wrestle with it, though. Wrestle with whether or not they want to work with adults, with couples, with children, with families. And even also what sort of lens they want to practice through.
Right.
We help them wrestle with that while they're in the program.
Without getting too much into theology or putting you on the hot seat too much, but when you talk about the religious centering of your curriculum, there still is the science behind it all, right?
That's right.
I'll let you elaborate on that.
Yeah, so Richmont is focused on counseling and ministry, and it's because it's so critical to who we are as a person. We're not just physical beings, we are also spiritual beings. When you look at our logo is a chalice, and what it is the Greek letter psi and the Greek letter theta just sitting on top of that psi because we view psychology through the lens of theology. We don't tell our students what to believe. People come in with their own belief system, and we help them wrestle with that as well. We don't exclude people that believe differently than us, but what we do is teach from a Christ-centered perspective.
To try to understand your own value so that you can then embrace it and walk through whatever you're struggling with.
Yes, absolutely. Spiritual formation is at the core of who we are as well. So really helping our students understand who they are in God's eyes, as well as how they can work with it in the counseling room.
So the counseling part of it's kind of an easy conversation. I don't want to let you run and not talk about the ministerial side of it. How does that work?
Yeah, we have a Master of Arts in ministry. We also have a Master of Arts in Spiritual Formation and Direction, and then a brand new master's program, which is a master's in Trauma Theology and Ministry. And so that degree in particular speaks to the integration piece. We talk a lot about Christian integration, the theology and the psychology coming together. And that program, focusing on trauma, is really about creating trauma-safe churches and what that looks like. And so that's a really fascinating and unique program that we're really excited about. And then we also have a Doctor of Ministry program as well. And so that's only been around for a few years now, but our students have really had some amazing experiences going through that program.
So 3 years on the counseling side, and you're complete. In the course of those 3 years, you've gotten a new career, a career with a meaning behind it, right, and a great passion to serve. And then y'all are there to hold their hands every step of the way.
Absolutely.
So to get started, how do you do that?
Yeah, you can apply today for the upcoming fall semester on our website.
Okay.
There's a big apply now button that starts the process, and from there, one of us in the admissions office will be in touch and help you work through the rest of the requirements for the application.
And I'll say it again, what they said, 86% job placement,
Absolutely.
which is really
and
big.
100% job placement 180 days after graduation. So
excellent.
we really walk with our students in preparing them for what comes next, as well as helping them during the process as well.
It all starts at richmont.edu. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.